You know, because
what was the most difficult thing you had to come to terms with though over this career, sir?
I mean, the deepest thing that I had to come to terms with is being one individual, right? I came in the game 18, 19 years old as Ace Hood. I learned how to be Ace Hood. After them 8, 9 years of being Ace Hood, now I had to come back into, now who is Antoine? Like, who am I now?
Come on
outside
now.
of this individual, outside of this ego, outside of who I think that I am. That's the toughest part. That's the toughest part for not only myself, but so many other artists, the people that's going through points of like, you experienced this one thing, but now I have to be a whole different type of individual. How do I learn how to be that? So now you talking about, I've been so conditioned to being that thing, showing up, 1,000 people around me, right? 20, 30 people working on my staff and doing things, and they handling this, handling that. So now you got to make the decisions. Now you got to make the calls.
Exactly.
Now you got to be the one. Now you have so it's the burden is more so on you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And to me, that's the struggle, because in the midst of that, now you that's a lot that happens, right? Of where you were and where you're going, but not knowing exactly where you're going in terms of what that's gonna look like. You know what I mean? But you know what where you came from looks like. You see what I'm saying? So that was probably the most difficult part to coming to terms, because you know, is a lot of beliefs about myself that were challenged. You know what I'm saying?
Was Antoine ready to let go of Ace Hood when it was time? What was that fork in the road like, sir?
Right. See, that's what I'm saying, though. He felt like he needed to.
Okay.
But then as I started moving throughout, it still wasn't bringing me the happiness, because I still was, you know, I was kind of negating a part of myself that was very much alive and very much, you know, like very much was useful in so many ways.
Yeah.
You dig what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I think, like, now I've learned to integrate both of those things. So now I learned to, like, you don't have to be one thing without the other thing. You know what I'm saying? All of these things can exist at once. So that was my main thing. So once I learned that, I'm like, oh shit, okay. All right, so I am still that person.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I just am this person too. You don't have to be one without the other. You just sharpen that thing. You know what I'm saying?
You done growed up, man. And I can relate to you, bro. I seen where your wife did, I think one of the wondrous acts, man. You know what I'm saying? When she honored you with a plaque. How much did that plaque mean to you, and why was that plaque so special when it was handed to you?
Dog, independence, dog. Independence, bro. Independent success. You know what I'm saying? You know, I lose in private, but I also win in private too. You know what I'm saying? You know, I fall in private and I get back up in private. You know what I'm saying? And I don't bring that to the world. So I've been extremely blessed, man, with what I've been able to do with just my mindset, bro. And I think just for her to go out of her way to validate me with those plaques that she got just says a lot about my journey, because we don't always appreciate when we on the journey and the things that we do, because we trying to get to the end goal. So for me, it's stopping for a moment to really appreciate all of the things that I have done on my independent journey.
Exactly.
Meaning, like, these are the things that you curated. This is who you are right now, currently. And to still be just doing great numbers, you know what I'm saying, dog, it's such a blessing to not be out there in the forefront of the radio in the ways that I was, but for people to show up and support me, shows and tours and all of that, dog, all of that played back in my mind, and the struggles and everything. So it was an emotional moment, dog, at that time, because I'm just like, man, I've been through a lot, man, to really just get here. And so it's a forever journey, man, but I was so grateful to be seen in that moment.
So do you feel, being a part of the industry and how it is, and I can relate to it, you know what I'm saying? I done been there, and I done had those breakdowns at once, and like you say, man, your wife are always there to, like, because they know everything. We pillow talk with them about everything. like, how did you deal with it all, bro? Like, when the breakup, because that's a hard thing to do when you used to being around your partners, you know what I'm saying? And it's not like that no more, you feel me?
Yeah.
Because today I still deal with it, you know what I'm saying? I still got love, and I'm still loyal, and I still won't talk about certain things. But, like, my emotions is still attached to it. Like, how do you deal with it all? You feel me?
Yeah.
Just knowing that I got these emotions that I won't even let nobody know about.
Shit, I express it. I just don't bring it to the world, but I cry about it, I scream about it. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna hit the gym about it. You know, we're gonna speak to the therapist constantly about it.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? We're gonna lean into the uncomfortability to just come to terms with it. So it really took a lot of that. It took a lot of being frustrated. It took a lot of being upset. It took a lot of being insulated, being isolated, right? Having struggles in private, you know what I'm saying, too, with myself. You know, that's what the whole insulated thing as opposed to isolated.
Exactly.
It's kind of being trapped within myself, right?
Yeah.
So it was difficult, man, you know, separating myself from certain people because I felt like I needed it too, because of how I felt like I would be seen in the situation, right? So dealing with the shame and the frustration of all of that, it came with a lot, man. But I think I never ran from it. I think that's really how I dealt with it, dog. I'm like, well, this is what it is, and who are you gonna be now? The past is the past, and what are we gonna do moving forward to change this? You dig what I'm saying? And you know, I know what I'm capable of. You know what I'm saying? I know what God sent me here to do. So I'm like, all right, bro. You know, that's how we gonna move through it. It's just time to stand up in it. You know
Exactly.
Exactly.
Yeah.